What's going on, everybody? This is Phil Wright, and you are listening to Phil Wright and Friends podcast, where we have positive conversations about life. Look, this week we're going off script and we're doing a new artist spotlight, and we have two amazing artists with us today. We have Ahmad Soul and we have Nick Rich. What's up, fellas?
What's happening?
What up?
Right. For those of you, if this is your first time listening to Phil Wright and Friends, make sure you're following us on social media. Instagram at Phil Wright Podcast, my personal page, P Wright Music, my food page, Phil Meal, and if you like live music, we're bringing Cafe Joel back at Cafe Joel Music as well. Show questions and ideas. You can email us at philwrightpodcast@gmail.com. So, this week we have two amazing artists. We have, I don't even know really how to classify it. It's just straight hip hop soul. You know what I'm saying? There's so many layers to the music. So, Nick, we'll start with you, man. Tell us a little bit about your story and who is Nick Rich?
Well, Nick Rich, man, my story is I'm the youngest of four, man. I grew up in music. My parents, my mother done music, her siblings did music, so music always been a part of me. My brother actually had a major influence on me doing music, rapping, because him and his homeboys used to rap. I actually grew up singing in the church, as you know.
Yeah.
So you know me personally, but I grew up singing in the church for everybody else. But I started rapping when my brother had started, him and his homeboys, and I was like, man, them boys, they killing it. So it kind of flipped a switch for me, and I just started putting words together ever since. I'll probably say around middle school, around about 7th grade, and I just been doing it or trying it ever since. Well, doing it ever since.
Yeah, doing it. Yeah, that trying is understatement for sure.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. How about you, Ahmad? Tell us a little bit about who you are as well.
Man, cat from South Carolina, man. 864 upstate area. Poet for real. Started off as a poet. Man, I was writing poetry really for a long time. I was being infatuated with words and the English language and stuff like that. I remember riding around with my granddaddy back in the day, just jotting stuff down, you feel me? And then started kind of drifting into music after I started performing live with poetry. It's something I was kind of ashamed of at first, to be real with you. And then a lot of people took a liking to it, especially when I got in the Charlotte area. And then started doing Soul Sundays, bro. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram,
yeah,
I was doing Soul Sundays for a minute, man, and then that took a liking of its own, you know what I mean? And then I put a whole tape together, and people really started to really gravitate to the sound, gravitate to the music, and I just started to kind of define what it was like to be a poet, but also being able to rap too, you know what I mean? So R&B head for real. I think that's where you get the soulfulness from. Right. Similar to you, Nick, grew up in the church, usher boy, you know what I'm saying? Choir, the whole nine, you feel me? So that also is an influence too, like hearing that good, if you think of that Kurt Franklin type mass choir, you know what I mean? That soulfulness, that's what my soul is in a little short stint.
The thing that I really respect about both of you as artists is that it's so easy to follow the trends and just kind of do what everybody else is doing. But even though you two are very different, but there's something very similar as well. Y'all didn't really go after the heavy trap or just, the fad music, as I call it. So what would y'all say is the thing that kind of influenced you to take the particular route that you took?
Well, for me, I actually started out trying to do that kind of music, man. And it wasn't me. And honestly, I wasn't even doing all that. So I'm like, man, let me just be me. Let me give the people me. And if they not okay with that, then that's fine. But I'm okay with being me. So man, I switched my name to my government name basically, and I just started doing more music about how I felt, or more like motivational, like uplifting music, than just shoot 'em and trapping and all that.
Yeah. Gucci shades and Lamborghinis and cars.
Right.
Who shot you?
I mean, but that's, you know, and ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, everybody, all
that's
us
their
like
reality,
to hear that a little bit, but I felt comfortable giving them me after a while, because, you know, like I say, that wasn't me, so I started giving them me, and here we are.
Dope. How about you, Ahmad?
Man, for me, just to kind of sound a little similar, but for me, man, like I always just stood on just being me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if I was going, I always felt like, man, if I'm gonna step into it, because I feel like it's like this, like, man, anytime you drop a project, you do music, you know, you playing with your face card. You know what I'm saying? And like, I wanted to make music for partners, for my dogs, for my homies. Shit, my mama could play it.
Right. And
she'd be like, yeah, that my son has me in the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no gimmicks. You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to make music from a player perspective, but like a hustler's perspective, from a, you know, a soulful perspective. So, and I can't make it if it don't feel right to me. So if I'm out here, obviously we got guns, we got all that type of shit. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, that's right.
I mention it, you know what I'm saying, in the music, but how I mention it, what I'm talking about, you feel me? Like in one of the songs, like, I keep one in their head because niggas be, you know what I mean? But sure. That's true. That's true. But I'm not talking about it like, well, I want to actively be out here harming people. It's all positive. I'm a positive person, so you hear it in the music.
So what would y'all say? What do you guys think about the current state of hip hop or rap music, like right now? Where are we as the hip hop community, rap community?
It's very different. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. It's very different, but you know, growing up in our age, I felt like we was at the golden era of hip hop. Right. You know, but other people older than us gonna feel like their era was the golden era. But I feel like our era, the Biggies and Pacs and, you know, the Jays and all of them came along. I felt like that's the golden era. So to grow up from that to what we at now is different, man. But I like different is good. Different is good. But
unless you're talking about Lil Nas, I'm just playing.
Man. Nah, yeah.
Hey man,
that's
what's the
weird.
dude?
That's
what's
weird,
the dude,
not
Nick?
Different.
When he was on the Breakfast Club, he had on the mask, and they asked him if he knew what this word was. He said, they said,
"Oh, Kodak."
Yeah, Kodak. Man,
Kodak legendary. Though. I can't even.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I think that people got to be able to embrace their uniqueness, and I respect that. But I think that thing was hilarious, man. When he said, I think so." The way he said that.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said.
Yeah, I mean, hip hop. I'm a church boy. You know, I grew up, and my perspective of hip hop and stuff like that is a lot different than most. But you know, like, well, before I go there, give me your thoughts on the current state of hip hop and rap music.
Man, I think it's transitioning kind of to me. It's so much. It's different pockets. I feel like this is the first time where the hip hop actually getting old. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're listening to Jay-Z give us a 444 and popping up on, you know, different features. So you got that bad. You got Griselda going crazy, really giving you real grungy, old school 90 bars. Right. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got your Dirks, you got your Futures, you got, you know, it's a mixed bag, I feel like. And it's a lot of melodic driven type of music going on right now. So I think hip hop, the way I see it, or rap, the way I see it, I think it's the first time in hip hop history where it's been considered pop music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's the first time it's been popular, it's very old. So I think we in like a lot of new territory with hip hop, and I think it's so much to come with it. And I'm interested to see it, and I'm glad to be a part of it type shit.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's now becoming a thing where there's sub genres, if that makes sense. You got rap, you got hip hop, because you know, like you could, you know, it's like R&B, hip hop, and all that. Then they had New Jack Swing. You know what I'm saying? New Jack Swing was an element of that, but that was different. So, like, if I could classify what you guys do, I would call it hip hop soul or something. I don't even know if people are using that term or anything like that.
Right.
But if not, we about to coin it and use it for.
I actually like that.
Yeah, it's like hip hop
I
soul.
do too. Actually, when I was putting the album out, I was trying to find like how to really define it. Like, yeah, it's hip hop. Yeah, we giving bars and shit, but I'm trying to. I wanted to do like hip hop / R&B if I could, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's good to classify it as that on the different platforms, because, you know, that's how it gets searched and everything. But I mean, I think you guys both are at a place where you can coin that phrase hip hop soul and really take that joint to the next level. Next question. So, you know, hip hop is in a crazy place, man. People are getting the bag, you know what I'm saying? It's influencing the culture. Not very popular, but I listen to a lot of stuff, like even Boosie. Man, I have nothing but, I don't know a lot of Boosie songs, but I respect the fact that he can stand 10 toes down on what he believes. You know what I'm saying? Because now in the culture, you know, people have the option to do whatever they want to do or live however they want to live. And it's like it's become a game where you got to kind of go with the system, and because this right here is the popular way of living, now we all got to just go along with that. But I respect people like, you know, Bootsy, even Plies, you know, people who just say whatever comes to their mind. So I'm just curious, like, what's your take on people like Bootsy who are just really, who really stand on what they believe, regardless of what other people think?
Man, I feel like we need a lot more of that, man.
Yeah.
I feel like we need a lot more of that, because everything in this era and generation, everything is like, it go through waves. Like, man, if everybody feel this way, then we all gotta agree. Or if everybody say this, then we all gotta say, you know, we gotta feel that way. But I like people that stand on what they believe in.
Right.
Because, you know what I'm saying, it's being true to yourself. It's a form of being true to you. Like, man, I don't like this, or I'm uncomfortable with this, and I'm not gonna fake how I feel to be a part of the crowd. You know what I'm saying?
You shouldn't have to.
We all supposed to be set apart anyway. So
yeah.
Why am I being put in a box? Why am I putting myself in a box or put my feelings in a box with everybody else's? You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
For me, man, I think I like when people just do them. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that really look like. As long as we're just respecting other folks, you know what I'm saying? You ain't harming nobody. Like, to me, I really don't even care, to be totally real with you. I don't like the fact that certain things have been pushed onto, you know, our communities and to our children, to how we should think. I think it's a deep conversation, honestly. Like, there were boundaries and parameters put around certain things that I see why they were. You know what I mean? But I think that it's those boundaries and parameters are starting to turn into like walls, and to confine you into a way of thinking. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know, like, for example, like calling, you know, growing up, we call each other retarded and shit like that, but you can't say that these days. Ooh. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
And it was a part of our calling you retarded, nigga.
Yeah. But see, like that's a boundary to put around something, which I can understand. But like, you start raising that, you know, that and moving it forward. Next thing you know, man, you think about conversations you have with your dogs at the barbershop or wherever you be right now. You be like, damn, man, I don't mean no disrespect, but still, we ain't never even really used to say that. You know what I'm saying? Granted, we got to be better with our speech, but I like when people just rock out how they rock out. So I think it's a space for Boosie. It's a space for Lil Nas X. It's a space whomever else, but everybody should be able to do them in their own space.
Yeah, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with healthy debates, because if you have a particular view and you can voice your opinion on why you think it's right, you can't get mad at me for saying why I think it's wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all about
both
reaction.
should be true.
Reactions are a response to an action. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like, just it's crazy that we kind of going into like current events and stuff like that. I'm just curious, like the Will Chris Rock joint. It's a crazy conversation. Everybody's talking about it. I kind of see it from multiple angles. You know, some people say, "Oh, he should have slapped him. He should have slapped him backstage." But you know, if he had slapped him backstage, everybody would have been saying, "Why you didn't do it when he said it?" You know what I'm saying? Or you know, he shouldn't have slapped him at all. I mean, I'm just curious, man. This is kind of off the script, and that's what this is about. Like, I mean, what do y'all really think about the Will and Chris Rock joint?
Man, it was disappointing, and not just their situation. I felt like it was disappointing for us to finally be able to produce the Oscars with an all-black production. And to have that happen, whether it was real or fake, in my opinion, a lot of people say it was scripted. It was scripted. To me, that's worse than if it happened for real, because it looked like we just sold out to have some ratings. Like, this is the first black produced Oscar award.
I don't think it was fake.
And some people are saying it was scripted. I'd rather it be real.
Oh, it was real.
Because if it ain't, and we did that, man, that's crazy. We basically sold out. But I hate Will done that. I'm one of the people that felt like he could have addressed them backstage, or he could have addressed them there. I don't think he had to hit them though, but I think he could have been like, "Hey, my wife ain't like that. Apologize to her right now." You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Right.
And had Chris apologize to her right there, to me, it would have had the same effect. You would have respected, you know what I'm saying? You would have walked back what you said, and you know what I'm saying? You would have respected how my wife felt, right, versus him being physically attacked or assaulted or whatever word you want to use. But it was disappointing, but it's going to pass over. Everything pass over, so it's going to pass over.
I respect your opinion. How about you, Ahmad?
Shit, man. Can I answer it honestly?
Yeah, because mine is not really the same as Nick's. So
now obviously, you know, we got a little more context of things. You know, you're listening to different podcasts and you kind of seeing different breakdowns and you get more inside information. I still think it's some whole shit, to be real with you. Mm-hmm. I think I always believe in standing 10 toes behind your family, your woman, all those things. But I mean, Will was laughing himself, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what make it tough for me to, you know what I'm saying? And I don't, and I don't think too, you know, growing up in the neighborhood, at least where I'm from, like, you know, I don't really give you no brownie points if you knock off somebody that, you know, you post to knock off. You get what I'm saying? Like,
right,
somebody that really don't cause no harm for real, or ain't cut like that. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
We don't even really respect that where I'm from. So it's just whole shit to me. Like, now if that was the Rock up there and he was cracking a joke and you walked up there and you slapped the taste out of his mouth, then I'd be like, okay, so he supposed to really, but I still don't agree with it reacting emotionally. I think I'm always with class. I'm also always with the other thing. So I'm with you, Nick. Like, I'm the type, if it was me in that situation, my lady, first of all, I wanted to laugh first. You know what I mean? Number two, if did feel some type of way and my lady felt some type of way, I'm gonna be more classy with it. Will I still probably smack you? I probably will, but it'll be backstage. I'm gonna address you man to man. You feel me? That's how I see it. But I think it was a whole shit how it went down.
Yeah, I literally, is what I'm gonna say is probably gonna sound like it's all over the place, but I see I gain understanding from every side of it. I recently read Will's book and put a little bit more behind it. I'm not making no excuse. I'm not making no excuse for Will. one thing Will has struggled with over the years is the fact that he felt like a coward. You know, his mom got beat. He married Jada. Jada was into him and she loved him. But when they got together, she wasn't even trying to be in the spotlight anymore. She had bought a little farm. She was going to live a quiet life. He's flashy. She's not. She was been conforming to what he wanted her to do forever. So over the last few years, as he was unpacking all of his stuff mentally, emotionally, he just pretty much called himself a coon in so many words and said, you know, I gotta respect, I gotta protect Jada at all costs. And I think, he was laughing at first, but when he seen her response to it, it just triggered him. I get the part about, we got a black producer, this. I get that. But I think what that moment proved is that Will is human. And everybody's saying like, oh yeah, if it was The Rock up there, he wouldn't have said it. But you also got to ask yourself, if that was The Rock sitting out there, would Chris said that to him? Would Chris say that to The Rock?
I think Chris would. Chris done a lot.
Chris probably would. Chris done a lot. And he's cerebral. Like Chris stand-ups to me are like very cerebral. You learn a lot. It's funny. He's like a Chappelle.
I like your point, Phil, and then let me tell you why I like your point. I did read that too. I learned that about Will Smith, about feeling like a coward, and I think that moment probably was triggering. I think with him being in the news recently, his wife, you know, putting him in peculiar situations, you know, red table stuff. We don't even have to go all the way deep into it. You know, we all know what happened. You know what I'm saying? I think. I feel like it was an expression of enough is enough. Yeah. And I think also too, just to piggyback a little bit of what you said, like Jada came out too in the red table when she was talking to her mom, and I think Willow was there as well. She was addressing that she never even wanted to get married.
She didn't. She did not want to get married. She just wanted to have like a domestic partnership. She's a hippie. She's a hippie, you know? She didn't want that.
But I
think it's been a blow to him.
Mm-hmm. This my thing though. We could talk about Will felt like a coward and all that, but what he been going through lately with Shawty, that's been publicized, man, he choosing to go through that. So I can't give him that, because this Shawty is talking about another man in your face in front of everybody. Your daughter is writing a man that's been dead over 30 years and saying, please come back and make me and mommy happy. You don't even know this man. And what has your mother been telling you about this man that you should come back when you got a daddy that's alive right now? That's a good dude.
It's
like, so Will been doing, you know what I'm saying? Will face card before this. He was
already done. He was triggered.
He
was triggered. The man was triggered.
He was the golden boy before this happened. So,
but here's another thing I want people to not think. I mean, you know this from reading the book. Will wasn't as soft as everybody thought he was.
Yeah, he's from West Philly for sure.
He wasn't as soft as.
I ain't never believed he was soft.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never believed he was soft, but. He been through so much with Shawty behind closed doors and now in public. Man, it's just what he got with her is not healthy, because it just took you to a place that you normally ain't at. Men have died for less. Niggas have died for less. If he would have went up there and did that to the wrong dude, man, he would have got lit up.
It ain't no show. It ain't no show.
And Chris, and I would have understood it. Chris slapped him back.
Yeah, that wouldn't even be classy though. Yeah,
it wouldn't be classy.
I like how you handled it. I took my head off to Chris.
All I'm saying
Chris
is
Chris really saved Will though. He could have pressed charges. He could have asked for the Oscar back.
I still think there's something to come with it. I think there's something to come with it.
All kind of ways.
I think there's more to come with it.
All kind of ways.
Yeah. Here's my biggest, this is the biggest point I'm trying to make with all of it. I'm just saying, you can never say what you won't do. That was not expected from Will. Will, that probably wasn't the best thing to do for slapping him. And then people saying, well, you know, if it was somebody else, we won't know. I'm just saying, Will's been playing it safe for years, Nick. 30 years. He ain't ever got off grid really publicly. He had one time, and you know, he messed up. I'm not just gonna be like, yeah, Will, that wasn't the way to do it. But I'm not just gonna say, you know what, Will, to hell with you, Will. You know, never again. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. I don't think it should be to hell with Will. I just think that it's a chink in his armor. We've seen it. Everybody human.
It shouldn't be like.
We've seen this. This is a little, you know, it's a moment where he was human, but I think it also showed us that in his human form, he showed some whole shit. That's just what it is. It's not right. He can't bounce back from it. Ain't that we don't still idolize him into some regard, but it's still some whole shit. That's just what it was.
Yeah. And I can then see that's the thing.
The problem, man. I wouldn't have minded if he slapped Chris or whatever off camera, but you know what I'm saying? To get up there and do that on national TV, man, I don't know, man.
I don't think he was in his right mind. I do not think mentally he's healthy, y'all. Mentally.
But look, and guess who's a part of that?
Yeah, his lady.
And look at her.
And you only as strong as your kingdom, bro. Like, yo, if your house ain't at peace, I know y'all probably know this right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, your house ain't at peace. Shit, you ain't gonna be at peace out here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to function out here like how you supposed to. Think about this. I don't know if this probably like some more younger things in our past, but like think about it. That girl you dated back in the day, you working a little 9 to 5, y'all arguing early in the morning. You ain't doing no damn work. You focused on that argument. You sending them text messages back. She sending them back. You read, but your mind ain't there.
It ain't there.
So you ain't got at peace with your lady. You really ain't gonna have peace outwardly when you out here maneuvering, moving around.
Al Green said it best: love and happiness make you do wrong and make you do right. Huh? It'll mess you up.
Yeah.
Make you want to do wrong and make you do right. And that's real. That's real. That was a sidebar, you know, but that's what Feel Right and Friends podcast is all about: positive conversation, solutions, different perspectives, different opinions. And, you know, and we can come together on these type of platforms and respect the different thought processes of people, man. So I think that's really dope. But back to the music a little bit, you know, before we talk about your individual records, quickly, like, I'm not even going to say top 10. I think that's too easy. Who top 5 rappers, hip hop artists? Like, I want to know who's your top 5. I would say Mount Rushmore, but there's only 4 of them. But we can say Mount Rushmore plus 1. I mean, mine aren't popular, but I'm just curious. And I don't want you to. I'm not going to do the Jeopardy music for you to figure it out, Nick. You look like you got that look on your face, like let me think about it.
I'm gonna have to hey, mine gonna have to go first on this one, man.
Only reason I can kind of answer this a little quicker is I just did an interview and I got that question that made me think about it. Mm-hmm. But no order. I gotta go. Under 3 Stacks.
He's in mine.
I gotta go. Dang. Now I'm thinking about what I said. I kind of want to
switch it up.
Definitely 3 Stacks. I gotta go. Can I just do Outkast as a whole as like one? Or is
yeah.
Split them up?
That makes sense.
So let's do Outkast. Let's do Outkast as one entity. I gotta go Nipsey Hussle. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace, Nipsey. I gotta go. Let me go to the South. I gotta go Pimp C. Not even off lyrics and things of that nature, but that feeling, that soulfulness. You know what I'm saying? Standing on what he stand on. He don't even care. Let me throw Biggie in there.
Okay.
cadence, flows. Let me go Drake. Just for this podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
One of the best ever to do it. Yeah.
All right, Nick, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the three. Just to start out with, the three that most people got, but you know what I'm saying. I think they had so much
Biggie,
impact. Big Pocket J, they got to be in there. The impact is just out of this world, especially Pac and Big. And Jay done touched a lot of artists as well.
Mm-hmm.
Big Pac, Jay. I might go Tip, man. I like T.I., man. T.I. got
a he's messing it up for us.
Man. I kind of wish he'd delete his whole social media, man, but but his catalog is nuts.
Okay.
Pause. And I'm gonna throw 3 Stacks in there, even though we didn't get a official.
We kind of did.
We kind of did, but it really was.
It ain't.
Nah. But just off his lyrical ability, he got to be up there. He got to be up there. So I say Big Pac, J, Tip, and 3 Stacks.
All right, give me 3 underrated. Give me 3 underrated hip hop artists.
Okay, I'm gonna go Benny Siegel.
Okay.
I'm gonna go a little new school. I'm gonna go Crit.
Oh, that was one of mine.
I'm gonna go Big Crit.
Third Code.
And underrated. I go Jody Breeze.
Okay. Who you got? Who you got in mind?
I'm gonna go Dom Kennedy. I'm gonna go Crizzle. Gotta go Crizzle.
Mm-hmm. Hard, ain't it?
It's a few in my spot that I feel like, man, they don't bump, bro, enough.
I got one, and I know y'all both gonna be like, yeah, right. But he's done so much other stuff that his hip hop and his bars get underrated, and people be sleep on it.
I feel like I want to say Wale. Yeah, CeeLo Green. Yeah.
Oh man,
that's good Mobito. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's legendary.
You know what, I wouldn't say he underrated. I say he underappreciated.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's cold. Like on CeeLo Green, the Soul Machine record. And, he's singing and, doing them hooks and rapping a little bit. But I forgot the name of the song. This dude said, for those of you who forgot, he pretty much did a Kirk Franklin. For those of you who think this gospel music has went too far. I mean, and he straight murdered. CeeLo is one of them. Talib Kweli. Even though Kanye dogged him, Kanye my top 5.
When you said Kanye, I was like, dang.
Kanye in my top 5, man. College Dropout changed the culture, bro.
It did change everything. I gotta go Smino too. With my, so I gave you 2. That's my third one, Smino. I'm gonna go Smino. I think everybody should check his catalog out. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Let's keep moving, man. We're enjoying the conversation. We're talking about this. We have a huge collaboration coming up soon. Some of you will be hearing this after May For sure. But for those of you who are catching it now, and be honest with you, tickets will probably be sold out or halfway sold out already. So, but we doing something that's never really been done in the upstate of South Carolina. I want to say the whole state.
History.
Yeah.
In the making.
Yeah. Something very different. Myself as well as Devin Parker. Of course, that's my brother. We partnered together and we wanted to start to introduce something new in the hip hop lane. And so it's just, we're doing something different, man. Live and uncut with Ahmad Soul and Nick Rich. It's coming to Greenville. Absolutely. Live music, bringing the best of the best. It's going to be an amazing experience and everything. So I just want to, before that's coming up on May 13th for those of you who will be there. I would ask you guys what should they expect, but everybody, that goes without saying. But I do want to talk to you a little bit about your current body of work and what you've been working on. But that was just a plug. May 13th. I ain't even gonna do a whole lot of talking about it. If you know, and if you don't know, you'll hear about it, and eventually you'll see it. So, Ahmad, let's talk about your current body of work right here. That is amazing. Like,
appreciate that.
Pretty dope.
Soulfully Yours, man. Soulfully Yours. Supposed to be my last project. I walked into this project like, yo, I'm done rapping. Like I've been I've been battling I want to keep rapping. Like, it's some personal shit I feel, you know what I mean? But right now, Standing is my last project, but it mean a lot to me. I put a lot into it, took some chances with it, and it was just, we got joints on there like The Last Intro, Player to Player, Water, Loved Ones. Like, we really sat down, took our time, pulled our soul out, and put it on a piece of paper and rapped it. We keep it hot with you, like, just told you the whole truth, like we always do, but we pulled it from an even deeper place. Soulfully Yours, like a reflective piece, you know what I'm saying? Like over the years, and it's kind of sitting back, it's kind of like sitting on that porch, on that country porch, and now you just look out into the distance, sit on the porch, you might be twisting one, or you might have poured something in your cup, or it's made
Mason
for
jar,
that type of it's made for that type of environment, you know what I'm saying? So it's something I'm really proud of, and maybe we'll do another one, but right now, like I said, I think it's the last one, man. And if it is the last one, it feels good.
I'll be honest with you. I was just listening to an interview of one of my favorite artists, PJ Morton. Nick, we've been bumping PJ Morton's music since 06, 07. And he was
on PJ.
Yeah, like he was killing it. He had this record come out called Gumbo. He had moved from LA back to New Orleans, and he said, I've been doing this a while. Feel like I'm just turning my wheels. This is my last one. I'm just going to put it all into this and, whatever. Ended up being his biggest record. He ended up getting a Grammy off of it. And, as creatives, sometimes we feel underappreciated. And, it's so easy to say like, yeah, this is it. I ain't going to do it no more. I had a nice run, but, I can't tell you whether or not to, but I'm just saying what you're giving, more people need to hear for sure. For sure.
Appreciate that, man.
For sure. Thank you. Real quick on some of the songs, let's talk about Player to Player. What headspace were you in when you came up with that one?
Man, Player to Player might be one of my favorite ones, man. I feel like creating this tape, I felt like it was like a void in the atmosphere just for a brief moment where who's speaking from a player's perspective? Well, we're not just talking women. We're not just talking fly shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like being a player is more than, women and fly shit. It's like being cool, calm, collected, standing on principle, morals, and respect. And that's what that song's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's talking about staying down with your dogs, being conscious of what's around you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that kind of paints the picture of Player to Player. If it's really written like a conversation,
right?
Like two players talking to each other. Like I'm talking to both of y'all. You know what I mean?
For sure. How about City Girls?
City Girls. I feel like it's special. And I say special because I think word for word, it really explains some of our current dating environments with certain women. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you guys experience or know, but I'm pretty sure you guys see on social media where you got this fine woman that act like she don't need nobody, she don't want nobody, you know what I mean? But you can rest assured that she got her eyes on somebody, she loves somebody, she's sleeping with somebody that she cares for, you know what I mean? But she fronting like she don't need nobody, she's stiff on there, you know what I mean? So I wanted to, from a player's perspective, I just wanted to talk to her, let her know I get it, I see it, I see the walls because they really just defense mechanisms for real, and you really ain't even got to be like that.
Exactly. Last intro, what about that one?
Deep, introspective, what my mind's been like the past like year or so, you know, like I think one of the key lines out of that, it's a few of them, but you know, it's like drug dealer ambitions, I plot the corporate shit, truly uncomfortable with one pot to piss. Conversations with my closest dogs, stack, pray, double up, and then reach a little more. Like, that's where we been. You know what I mean? That's where our mindset is. We touched on family in there, like, had some friction internally with one of my favorite cousins I grew up with. Talked about it a little bit in there. You know what I mean? Like, it's it's like one of those soul exposure type records. Like, I just been it type shit.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, Nick, I mean, man, you have a project as well called The Social Distance, which is creative as hell, considering the social climate. And, you know, why the social distance? I know that sounds like a dumb question, but, you know, why the social distance?
Nah, that's actually not a dumb question. I named it that because, like you said, the climate that we in right now, we at a time right now that people our age, even our parents, really haven't seen nothing like what we're going through right now, worldwide. So I named it The Social Distance because we may not see nothing like this again.
Right.
And when you hear that tape, you may not get nothing like that again. So I wanted to attach the tape onto what's going on right now, because when you think back on years down the road, when you think back to how it was and the mask mandates and all that, you will also think like, dang, man, that nigga dropped that tape.
Yeah.
The same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a once in a lifetime type of event. You know, we done lost a lot of lives, so it's not to minimize what has happened, but I'm just trying to shed light on really this is a different time right now. So that's why I named it The Social Distance. Also, I named it that because I'm different. I'm set apart. So when you socially distance, they want you to be set apart from the next person at a certain feet or whatever.
Right.
So I named it that because I'm set apart from everybody else.
Right. I get that.
Yeah. So that's actually my first official project. Like, this Ahmad last project, this is my first official one. So I've been doing music all these years and just going through like mental roller coasters of like kind of battling like a little depression here and there, and like, man, that's clogging up how I think or my thought process to create until I figured it out. And now I'm like, man, I got it. Now I'm gonna just put it in music or music form, audio form.
Yeah.
So
that mother hard too, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah,
top to bottom,
that, bro.
Shit ride, bro. Top to top to bottom, it ride. I ain't gonna hold you.
I mean,
I appreciate that, bro.
when I heard it, I always look for multiple meanings in records when it said social distance. I think one good thing about the pandemic, no matter how busy our lives was, whether it was the celebrities or the people that most would consider it lower on the totem pole, I think it all put us in a position where we had to sit back and think and reflect on what really mattered and what didn't matter. So like the social distance part of it, like, I like that y'all's music is not just like just something that's I call it fad music. But for me, that title stood out because it was like, okay, now, we do need some distance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to distance from some people, distance yourself from some certain situations and stuff like that, man. So yeah, man, Nick, that was amazing, man. You had a couple joints on. I mean, the whole record is joint. All right, let's talk about Sacrifices. What was Sacrifices?
Man, I actually wrote Sacrifices going and coming from Jacksonville, Florida. I do my best writing on the road for some reason. I think better like that. Sometimes, most of them songs on there, I'm just riding in the car and thinking of stuff, and then when I get to a stop, I'm writing it out. But everybody gotta sacrifice it at some point, and even God, he gave us the greatest sacrifice. So to get where you want to go, you got to sacrifice something. So I really wanted to do a song to touch on that. So that is basically that simple.
You're going to make the people break out and worship on.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Motivated is kind of self-explanatory, but where did that come from?
Man, Motivated is actually my personal favorite on that month. Believe it or not, man, I had I was doing the first official Juneteenth in my hometown last year. Mm-hmm. When I woke up that morning, man, I'm walking around. I'm walking around at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I come up with this hook to that beat. And I called my homeboy. I'm like, hey, I got to get to the studio. Now, I got to perform at Juneteenth at like 2:30, and it's like 8 in the morning. So I take a chance on going all the way to Greenville. That's probably about an hour away, and trying to record this song in the studio. I don't know how it's going to sound, but I recorded it with just the hook. And so I'm thinking, when I get to the Juneteenth festival, this is going to be my intro kind of like song. I'm going to do a snippet of this, then I'm going to do the song that I'm really supposed to perform. Right. I ended up not doing that, but I kept the song on ice. And so when it come time for me to finish the tape, I went back, threw a verse on there and threw another hook on there. And that's basically how it come about. But the tape really almost like a story almost.
Right.
Like after the intro, you got Stayed Down, and then you got Sacrifices, and then you got Motivated. So it's almost going in like an order.
It's like a sermon.
Exactly. You got to stay down until you come up. You got to make sacrifices, and then after the sacrifices, you're motivated to go out and do more. So that's basically how I kind of lined that up.
Wow.
But that's, like you say, motivated, self-explanatory.
That's dope. The other cool thing that I like about you all, you're businessmen. Like, you have other things that you're into. Nick, I know you wearing a shirt from the clothing line, Virtue. Let's talk about Virtue. Let's talk a little bit about
work shirt. Now I got all kind of spots on it, but Virtue apparel. I got my little fox and stuff. I came up with the design, man. Just trying to get back in clothing, man. I actually had like a clothing line back in like 9th grade. It was called Schoolboy, but back then, like 2003, 4-ish, I ain't had the right mindset, and it was kind of before its time. A lot of people in our town wasn't really doing or supporting clothing lines like that. But now we in a space where social media is so strong that people can all over can support you. So I'm like, let me try to get back into fashion and clothing lines, because I always, you know what I'm saying, I like to drip. We all like to dress and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a passion of mine. And that's how I got back into clothing and getting the clothing brand started. So Virtue Apparel, y'all go check the site out. I'm on Etsy, etsy.com/Virtue Clothing.
Wow. Ahmad, you're an entrepreneur as well. Tell us about some different ventures. I mean, I know you used to throw the dopest parties at Upstate and stuff like that as well. Tell the people about your other ventures.
For me, so my folks got a business in South Carolina. In South Carolina, and so I support them in that way. So that's something that I'm involved in. And I got some other passive incomes under a company called Feel Safe that we're growing currently. We got some vending machine stuff going on. We got some other endeavors. I don't want to speak too much on this. Yeah. I definitely get it. That we're interested in, but also I'm in the tech industry too. For that I do on an everyday basis. So,
wow, that's dope. Look, we could stay on here a whole nother hour, but we're gonna call it a day because we'll definitely have you guys back on to talk about conversations about your current state of hip hop and just everything like that. These guys have some amazing music, and I'm not just saying it. If it wasn't dope, I would just say they rappers. I wouldn't say, go check it out. I can't get behind it if it ain't dope. So, but I can say with confidence today that their music is amazing. Their music is dope. Social media, if people looking to book you or if they want to follow you on social media, tell them where they can find you on social media.
Nick Rich on basically everything. Instagram is Nick Rich SC. And you know the SC stand for South Carolina, so I gotta throw that in there. Nick Rich SC on Instagram, Nick Rich SC on Snap, Nick Rich SC on Twitter, and then just Nick Rich on Facebook. And then I'm on all streaming platforms as Nick Rich, so Spotify,
Black Planet,
iTunes, all that. He said Black Planet.
Yeah, MySpace. Yeah.
Black Planet was Southern Pimp 202.
There wasn't.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? All right. How about you, Ahmad?
I'm on Instagram with my.soul. Also on Twitter, Ahmad Soul 2 L's. Yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else. I'm nudging myself to get a TikTok, but we'll see what happens.
Do it, bro.
Nudging myself to get on TikTok.
What'd you say, Nick? I couldn't hear you. Are you muted?
Nah.
Oh, okay. You must have had your hand over the mic.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Nick Rich 50 on TikTok.
Okay, that's what's up.
Well, so y'all come. Hey, let me say this, Phil. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But hey, they just need to come check me and Ahmad out, man. We're gonna give them something special. If we have tickets left, go in Eventbrite if there's tickets left. And look up Live and Uncut, man. Me and Ahmad about to put on a show. This gonna be a historical night. Produced by Phil Wright, Devin Parker. Man, we're gonna have some amazing musicians, and it's gonna be a vibe in there.
Yeah, sure. About to get your nose wiped if you come out there for the show. Hey, me, Big Nick, Phil, Big D, man, listen. Nick already told you, legendary. We're about to show you just how legendary it's about to be. Feel me?
Yep. You heard it right there. Feel Right and Friends, where we have positive conversations about life. If you're on social media, you can follow me at one of my 50 Instagrams. There's Feel Right Podcast. There's my personal page, P Right Music. There's the food page, Phil Mill. And then, of course, if you like live music, we're bringing Cafe Joel Experience back soon. So you definitely want to make sure that you're tuning in to all of those amazing things. Email us at feelrightpodcast@gmail.com. You heard it right here. This is Off Script, new artist spotlight on Feel Right and Friends podcast. Look, you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Go on all your platforms and download their music. They're doing they're gonna be on Black Planet as well. Yes.
Other Pimp 202.
Yes, sir. And so make sure you tune into it, man. Look, I'm so excited about it. Feel Right and Friends podcast.